Hi, Bella. Thank you so much for coming over today. It was great to finally be able to meet my son's girlfriend. You were a very, very interesting person, honey. I seriously did not expect someone like you to show up. I know my son's a hassle, but it would be amazing if you could take good care of him.
I was very glad to have been able to meet you too. And of course, I'll do my best to make sure he's the happiest man in the world.
Oh, thank you, honey. I cannot wait for your wedding. But before that, of course, me and my husband would be delighted to be able to meet your parents. I would like to bring a small present with me for them. Would you have any suggestions as to what we should bring them? How about their favorite drink? Do they drink any type of alcohol?
Thank you so much. Yes, especially my mother. I recently heard from her that she's very into wine right now.
Oh my, I love wine too. I'm sure we'll make wonderful friends. Could I ask what your father likes to drink? Let me guess. Is it beer? All men like beer. Or could it be something like Japanese sake?
Actually, I don't have a father. I was raised single-handedly by my mother.
What? Is that so?
Yes. I know I should have told you earlier on, and I'm sorry. I was so nervous that I completely forgot to tell you.
So this single mother situation. Since when was this? And may I ask why your father is absent?
My father died right after I was born. It was a car accident. I've been raised by my mother ever since. The first memory I have is one without my father.
Right after you were born. So you've never truly experienced living in a household where there's a father present?
Technically, yes, but my relatives all came together to help my mother raise me, so my uncles are something very close to a father to me. They're the ones who showed up to my school ceremonies and graduations.
That is not the same thing as having a father. Oh my, I cannot believe my son is getting married to a woman who's never had a father.
I'm sorry?
This means you were raised in a very poor environment, correct? This cannot be happening. My son is getting married to a peasant.
A peasant?
How dare you hide something so important from me up until now? You should be ashamed of yourself. You were intending to keep it a secret until the marriage was complete, weren't you? How spiteful you people are.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Johnson. I had absolutely no intention in hiding anything from you. I truly did just forget to tell you. And Patrick knows all about the situation of my household, so I assumed you'd heard about it from him already.
Are you blaming my son for this? I have not heard a single word from him about this situation. If I had been given knowledge about this, I wouldn't have allowed you to come meet me and my husband today.
What?
Oh, what should we do? Judging from the way you're a peasant without the father, I assume you hadn't been given a proper higher education, correct? I cannot let a nuisance like that come into my household. This is unacceptable.
Please calm down. I'm sorry to say this, but you're clearly overreacting about me only having a mother. Some of your stereotypes are simply not true.
What do you mean, stereotypes? All of the things I've spoken up until now are simply facts. A family is consisted of a mother and father and their children. A family without either of the parents is therefore incomplete. You don't know how a normal family looks like, and therefore you don't know how a wife must treat her husband. My son is the one who is going to suffer in the long run if we accept an incomplete woman like you as his wife.
I don't even know what to say to that. My father has a valid reason to be absent. There are millions of kids all over this country who are missing a parent, and sometimes even both. Could you please be a bit more understanding towards my circumstances?
No, I cannot. This is not a matter of understanding. This is the bare minimum that I ask from a woman who is going to be my son's wife. I was born in a normal household with two parents. My parents were both very kind, and our family was very wealthy. Thanks to that, I was able to learn not only how a mother and father should treat their kids, but also how a wife must treat her husband. In the end, I was able to find my own husband and treat him with the care I learned from my parents, and we are happily living after. Imagine what life would be like with a wife who doesn't know how to properly treat her husband. We live in far too different worlds, honey.
Different worlds?
Yes, you need to be raised normally to provide your family a normal and happy life. But I'm sorry, but you were just born in the same normal world as us. I'm sure that you were very poor, and your mother was probably very unkind towards you. And now my son is going to marry someone who's only lived in that kind of world? Unacceptable! We need a family meeting this instant.
Does this mean that you're going to reconsider whether you're allowing my marriage with Patrick or not?
Of course we're going to have to reconsider. I simply cannot accept the thought of my son getting myself into a marriage with someone like you.
You were telling me about how pleasantly surprised you were to see me just minutes ago. You even told me that you were glad to have been able to meet me. Does that all change simply from the fact that I was raised without a father?
I don't like to repeat myself. Please do not contact me until a family meeting has ended. And no matter what happens, blame fate for giving birth to you in a single-parent household.
Hello, Bella. I'm so very sorry about all of the meaningless things you had to hear from my wife. Just ridiculous. I'd like to meet you and apologize in person. Is there a date and time where I can please come and see you?
There's absolutely nothing to worry about, Mr. Johnson. I accept your apology through text. Similar things happen very often when you're raised by a widow. But I would like to know what the decision was after your family meeting. Am I going to be rejected as your son's wife?
Of course not. I would absolutely love to greet you into our family as Patrick's wife.
Are you sure?
Of course. Please don't mind anything that my wife says. You're a very kind soul, and I see you as a perfect fit with my son. If anything, I'd like to ask you if you really want to choose our son out of all the fish out there. I cannot wait to see you two get married at the wedding.
You don't know how much that means to me, Mr. Johnson. Thank you so much. So we can continue with the process of completing the marriage, correct?
Absolutely. I can't wait to see the mother who raised such an amazing young lady. I've given my schedule for the next month to Patrick, so it would be great if you could please discuss a date with your mother.
I'll be right on it. Again, thank you so much for being so understanding.
No, I'd like to thank you for being so understanding. Your mother is a nurse, right? I'm sure she's very busy with night shifts and everything, so please feel free to give us any date. I'm sure I'll be able to make some adjustments with my company's schedule if necessary.
Thank you. I'll make sure to tell her that.
By the way, I heard from my son recently that your mother works at a hospital in the town nearby.
Yeah, she works at a city-run hospital in the town next by. My mother was originally born and raised there, but she had to leave after getting married with my father. After I was finally a legal adult, she said that she wanted to go back, and that's how the two of us ended up coming back.
I see. So she's originally from the town next door. And she's a nurse. Is her name Julie by any chance?
Actually, it is.
Was her last name Roberts before she got married to your father?
Wow. Her last name was Roberts, actually. How did you know?
I can't believe it. Her and I used to go to the same high school. We're actually from the same grade and same class.
You were in the same class as her?
Yeah, you could ask her if you like. If she remembers a boy with glasses who played the tuba in band. I'm sure she'll be very surprised to hear that you're marrying my son.
I've heard from her that she used to be a part of the band too.
A small world we live in, huh? There weren't many male members, so it was really uncomfortable having to play in the middle of a bunch of girls. Your mother really helped break the ice between us male members and the girls. I can't remember how many times she saved me from awkward situations.
I cannot wait to ask my mother about this. I'll ask her right away when I get home today.
Please tell her that I'm very looking forward to seeing her again. I heard rumors that her husband had passed away, and she suddenly stopped coming to the class reunions, so I've always wanted to know if she was doing well.
I'll make sure to tell her.
Oh, and also, please keep this whole story a secret from my wife, please. She's especially sensitive towards me knowing other women, even if they're friends that I've known since elementary school. She hates the thought of me socializing with the other girls.
My mouth is zipped. I'll make sure to let Patrick know when we decide on a date, if that's fine.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you for saving me yesterday.
Of course, I'll make sure that my wife understands. And I'll make sure that something like yesterday never happens again. I look forward to our future as family, Bella.
Bella, could I ask you who decided on the restaurant that we went today? Because the food tasted like nothing.
Yes, Mrs. Johnson, that would be me. My friend recommended it to me. I'm sorry if it didn't match your taste very well.
That makes sense. It was you who chose the restaurant, I see. Being raised by only your mother, I'm sure you weren't able to go out to eat very often.
I'm sorry if I upset you.
I just wanted to let you know that I haven't accepted you as my son's wife, Bella. I'm just stepping back because good parents don't make decisions for their children. I'm just keeping my mouth shut about this because I'm a great mother.
Thank you for that, Mrs. Johnson. I'll work hard so one day you might accept me as your son's wife.
I doubt that day will ever come, honey. I don't think I've ever accepted a person coming from a single-parent household. I wanted to clear something about the wedding. Do you have some time?
Yes? What could that be?
Well, we spoke a little about the wedding when we were at the restaurant with your mother today, right? And I thought I heard you say that you wanted to invite all of your friends and have it make into a big party.
I didn't mean to say that I wanted to make it into a big party. I just wanted to invite as many of the people who have supported me up until this point as possible. I really wouldn't have made it this far if it weren't for all of them. This may be the best chance that I'll get to show them my appreciation.
Of course, I'm sure that you and your mother have caused a lot of trouble for many people up until this point in your life. I'm sure you'll have to thank them thoroughly for that. Pardon me? I'd like to ask you for just one favor regarding that wedding. I do not want your mother at the wedding no matter what. Keep this promise no matter what happens.
Why wouldn't I invite my own mother to my wedding? She's one of the most important people in my whole life.
Regardless of whether she's the mother of the bride, I do not want that kind of female to be even close to me. She's going to ruin the whole thing by just being there. My precious son's wedding.
Could I ask what you didn't like about my mother? Did she say something rude?
I don't like anything about that lady. She was acting all cocky because she's a nurse. I'm confident that she was making fun of me the whole time because I was just a housewife.
What?
And the way she would flirt with every guy she saw, just because she doesn't have a husband. You saw the way she was flirting with the male waitress, didn't you? How vulgar of her, getting all excited because he was young.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I saw her being that excited like you're saying.
What do you mean you didn't see her? Ask anyone and they'd tell you how excited she was. I mean, who orders their food like that? You can't tell me that you didn't heard how she raised the tone of her voice whenever she spoke to the waiter. And the way she locked onto that young man to serve our table.
My mother did nothing of such nature.
Yes, she did. And you know what? She was also looking at my husband with flirtatious eyes.
What?
The way the two of them were speaking while gazing into each other's eyes with a grin on their mouth. Disgusting. Just what you'd expect from a filthy widow. How dare she try to lay her hands on another woman's man?
Isn't it normal to look into someone's eyes when you speak to them?
I don't want to hear any excuses, and I will not tolerate seeing that filthy woman's face ever again. So, you may not bring her to my son's wedding no matter the circumstance. Your peasant mother wouldn't be able to bring a single present for you two anyways. A wedding is not a place to beg for free food and entertainment.
You know what, Mom? Why don't you stay at home for our wedding?
What?
If you hate Bella's mother so much, then do yourself a favor and stay at home so that you won't have to see her. Out of everyone who's invited, you're the most unworthy to even be at our son and Bella's wedding. I've had enough of your stupid jokes, Marie.
Honey? Is that you? How are you talking through Bella's phone?
That's because we haven't left the restaurant yet. I'm still right next to her.
What?
I was having some coffee with Bella and her mother Julie after you and Patrick left. Just to see you harassing my soon-to-be daughter-in-law like this. How dare you say any of those things? Have you gone insane? Do you really not realize how much of an embarrassment you're being to our whole family?
Wait a minute. Why are you having tea time alone with that lady and her daughter? You traitor! How dare you call another woman by her first name like that?
There's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. And what's the issue with calling a classmate that I've known for decades by her first name?
Classmates? You two were classmates?
Yes, I've known Julie since high school. She's always been a very nice friend of mine. I hadn't heard from her since we graduated, and we were having a great time catching up. Until you texted Bella and ruined it. I'm deeply ashamed of your words and actions.
You bring this up just now? Why on earth didn't you tell me that you two knew each other so well?
Why didn't you tell me you still haven't accepted Bella as our new daughter? Last time we had this conversation, you told me how you thought you were completely in the wrong, and that you'll gladly accept her as our wife's son, and as our own daughter. What happened to all of that,
Well,
Julie lost her precious husband in a car accident. But you know what she did? She worked hard and sacrificed everything for her daughter. And that daughter is now an amazing person, one of the best people who I've ever spoken to. And you say those horrible things about them. Shame on you. We're going to have a very, very long conversation about this when I get home. I'm so sorry about my wife yesterday. Could you please apologize to Julie as well for me?
It's completely fine, Mr. Johnson. She's already received a very thorough apology from Patrick, and my mother isn't upset at all about this.
I'd still like to formally apologize about this. And please don't mind anything that she said about you bringing your mother to the wedding. In fact, I'll make sure that my wife doesn't get to go.
What? Are you sure about this?
Of course I'm sure. She tried to keep your mother from going. Why would she deserve to be there? And I need both you and my son to smile and appreciate the moment with nothing to worry about. She's someone that might get in the way of that, so she can stay at home. Besides, your mother would want to concentrate fully on her daughter in a beautiful dress as well.
Thank you so much for your kindness. My mother seemed to be very excited to have been able to meet you again. So much that she's been looking for a tuba class to start playing again.
That's wonderful. She could play for all of us at the wedding.
I'll make sure to let my mother know about that request. Again, thank you so much for what you did for us yesterday. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again at the wedding.
Let me in. Open this door right now. I'm the mother of the groom, for Christ's sake. How dare you keep me from entering? I went out of my way to come all the way here alone. I deserve to be let inside. Or else I'll spread a rumor that your dirty little mother is trying to steal my husband from me.
Mrs. Johnson. Mr. Johnson was the one who decided that we shouldn't let you in today. If you have anything to say, then please talk to your husband.
Shut up! You will let me in right now, or else I will spread that rumor that I was talking about. Everyone would believe me instead of a widow and her daughter. You're going to regret not letting me in for the rest of your life.
I'm very confident that what you said right now will not happen. So please, go home. I cannot keep playing your little games.
What did you just say to me?
Not a soul in this wedding hall would believe someone like you more than someone like my mother. Thanks to her likable personality, she's basically best friends with all of your relatives already. That's how she was able to receive so much support in the process of raising me.
What?
To my surprise, apparently she's already known most of your relatives from work. The perks of being a nurse, I suppose. They have endless stories to talk about, like how your mother was once taken care of by my mother when she was hospitalized, or how your uncle knew my mother's boss through work. It is truly a very, very small world we live in. It seems like she's getting closer with your relatives than I, the bride myself.
What? How is that possible? A lady like that?
Yes, a lady like that. I saw her trade numbers and make promises to get dinner together with some people a while ago. So I'm sure everyone will know that you're lying as soon as they hear that story.
I don't understand. Why would everyone be so friendly with the mother of a single-parent household? You're just a peasant. A beggar.
Mrs. Johnson, could you please tell me why you keep making the same mistakes over and over again?
What?
I've sent screenshots of this whole conversation to Mr. Johnson and Patrick. And I've also let them know that you're trying to break into the wedding right now.
Are you kidding me? How do you think my husband's going to react to that? He told me that this was my last chance. Please.
I have a wedding to participate in, so I'll be going now.
Wait! Bella, I promise that I'll be quiet for the whole wedding. Please just let me in. I need to see my son.
I don't want you ruining my wedding anymore, so that won't be happening. I just received a reply from Mr. Johnson. He says he'll take care of you immediately.
He called the police on me!
Well then, I'm sure they'll keep you occupied for the meantime. Goodbye then. I'll be busy having the time of my life. The wedding was carried out successfully, and me and Patrick were able to become happily married. Apparently, Mr. Johnson told the police that he would take over after they caught Mrs. Johnson, and she ended up being taped up in a back room somewhere in the building. After the wedding, she was scolded by all of her relatives for saying the things she said, and she spent the remainder of the night crying while me and my husband were having a blast. Apparently, Mrs. Johnson would act in a condescending way to a lot of her relatives and friends, and this was the final straw. Mr. Johnson also took this very seriously and made Mrs. Johnson promise that she would never show herself to me and my husband ever again, and even sign a contract saying that she would accept divorce if she did. Thanks to all of those things, me and my husband will be able to live our new marriage life together without any worries.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Hello, Edith. Long time no see. Have you been doing all right? Are you getting around to finding yourself a boyfriend yet?
I've been doing all right, thank you. But when it comes to a boyfriend, I'm still without one, all right.
Really? So you're telling me you're still single then, huh? You're almost into your 40s now. So I'd say this is pretty much it for you then. Even your younger sister is married to someone now. So I'd have to say you're just a loser now, huh?
It's wild to think you have the time to make fun of me like this when you're newlywed to your husband now and should be busy with that.
Excuse me? Unlike someone who's never worked a day in their life, I actually have been very busy and don't have that much time on my hands. I have to make sure that to please my husband, I'm cleaning the house every day over here. And the only reason I'm talking with you today is because I have something important to tell you about.
What kind of important stuff do you have to tell me?
Actually, I happen to be pregnant now. I was able to get married at the perfect age of 24, and at the age of 25, I'm already having my first baby. I think I am living the perfect life right now that any woman would be jealous of, right? Unlike a total loser like you, Edith, I'm winning the game of life.
Congrats, Emma. That is a very wonderful thing to tell me about. Now you'll have even more things to brag to me about.
Wow. You're even more excited about me than I thought you'd be. I was right to talk to you about this now instead of waiting until a closer date.
Huh? What's wrong with me being happy about you getting pregnant? I think it's normal for everyone to be happy about your new baby. I'm sure that when you tell Dad and Mom about this, they'll be over the moon with excitement.
But you're happy about all of this for a different reason, right? You're happy to hear that you'll now have a new niece or nephew that you can have over any time to take care of you when you're old and senile, right?
What?
Well, that's why I'm telling you about this now. Now listen, just because I'm having a baby and all that doesn't mean you get to see them and use them for your each and every desire, okay? I don't want you and your sad single woman life getting in the way of my family as you age, so stay away from us, okay?
Hold on a second, Emma. You actually think someone like me would have such selfish thoughts as that about you and your family? I would never have you and your kids or husband come to me when I get older and need assistance. I happen to have money saved up for that, so when the time comes, I can be put into a retirement home.
I wonder if that'll really be the case. You'll be lonely and sad, so you might go to extremes to get whoever you can to help you, right? You don't even have someone around you now promising to look after you when you're old, and I'm sure that money you're talking about isn't even real. I'm telling you that if you don't start getting out and working more, you won't have the money to support yourself. And besides, when you get to that age, you should be asking your immediate family for help caring for you first. And I'm guessing you'll try and get me or my kids to take care of you then.
I would never do that to you guys. I've been thinking about my later years for a while now and really do have the money saved for it.
You seriously are going to continue thinking I'd believe that? Ha! I know for a fact you want to use my kids to look after you when you can't care for yourself anymore. But that's too bad for you, Edith. Ha! I will never have my kids meeting you ever. And I for sure won't let them go out to care for you at all. So you can forget being happy about me having a baby soon, because they are never going to meet you.
Never? You're saying I can't meet any of your kids in the future because I'm still single?
I feel that you are going to try and spoil my kids in order to get them to help you when you're old and helpless, right? Ha! In the future, you'll tell me that you took such great care of them and that's why you need their help or something like that. And then you'll force them to have to go to your side and hear out.
What the heck have you been going on about, Emma? I was actually pretty excited to hear about you having your first baby, but now that excitement has passed.
If you really want to be around my family in the near future, then hurry up and find yourself a husband, all right? Right now, you are far too old to still be living with Mom and Dad. And by this point, I'm pretty sure both Mom and Dad are getting tired of your crap there. Hey, Edith. Did you hear the news? Your little sister is pregnant.
Well, if that's what you just heard, I was told that by her an hour ago. But she ruined the mood for me really quickly. I was so excited to hear that she was going to have a baby, but that soon stopped after what she had to say.
What? What the hell happened between you both?
Even though she'll be having her baby, she said that a single woman like me will never get a chance to meet them. She thinks that I'll start to spoil them or something, all for the goal of getting them to care for me in my later years or something. And so she's never going to let her see a single woman as selfish as me. That's what she was going on about.
What? You're telling me that Emma said those horrible things to you?
I knew that she'd be back eventually and still make fun of me. She thinks that she's winning the game of life because she got married young and is having her first baby only a year later. And compared to her, I'm some kind of lost cause loser that still has to live with you and Dad still.
Edith, I'm so sorry about all of that. The fact that Emma turned out like this has to be because of your dad and I.
That's right. Both Dad and you always loved to be more caring for her and never bothered to show me that same affection. You guys never even acted like you cared about me, and everything had to be about Emma. And that's the reason why now even she feels as though it's okay to make fun of me and call me a loser.
That's not it at all, Edith. It wasn't that your dad and I didn't care about you. But, well, we were finally able to have another child, and she was our second daughter. And when she was really young, she'd always get sick, so we had to give her a lot more time than you. So because of that, it seemed as though we really spoiled her. Which we kind of did. But, of course, all of that is a bad excuse, right? I'm so sorry about everything, Edith.
At the time, I was a bit worried about what would happen to me, but I've managed on my own so that you don't have to be sorry anymore. But since you guys were the ones to make her this way, I'd like both Dad and you to be the ones to handle her now. Make sure to celebrate her first baby for me, okay?
Well, about her and that baby. Right now, I'm not really wanting to celebrate the fact that she's pregnant now.
What? You don't want to celebrate your number one daughter being pregnant? What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
This all didn't start to happen overnight, okay? It's been ever since the day she got married that I started to think differently of her. A lot of things happened between us, and ever since her wedding, I haven't spoken much with her.
Is that right? I always thought you kind of slowed down with all the affection you'd been giving her after she married. What happened between the two of you that I'm not aware of?
Well, that's the thing. I'll have to tell you about it later. Just know that because of things, your dad and I aren't really too excited about her either. We'll celebrate her pregnancy a little bit, but besides that, we have no plans on doing anything with her.
I see. Well, she's got her own family now anyway, so that's probably the best option. I wouldn't want things to get worse around us because of her, so it's best to keep creating some distance one step at a time. Let's just be quiet when things come to her and hope that she has a safe pregnancy and childbirth.
I want you out of this house right now, Edith. Starting today, I'm going to be living here with Mom and Dad.
Huh? Emma?
I've been told it's your fault that I'm not able to come back to Mom and Dad's house to have my baby, and it's pissed me off big time. I'm not letting a woman in her 40s get in the way of me being able to stay with them any longer. I've already taken all your things and thrown them outside for you. Grab all those things soon and then get lost.
Can you slow down for 2 seconds? What do you mean you want to come back and have your baby at Mom and Dad's house? And also, why do I have to leave their house in order for you to do that?
All women go back to their hometown when having their baby, right? So I was thinking I'd go back home to their house and have my baby. However, both Mom and Dad have told me not to come back to their house. They told me I no longer have a room there and that I should just give up.
Really? You're telling me that Dad and Mom both told you no to coming back to the house to have your baby?
Yes! And when I tried to ask them why I didn't have a room there anymore, they didn't give me a single answer. That's why I decided that I'm going to have to force my way back in. If I've come all the way back to their house, they'll have no other choice but to let me stay, right?
What?
And when I came into the house, I saw something that I want an explanation for right now. It looks like you had all your things in my room and took it from me.
Well, you got married and no longer live in the house with us anymore, right? And when it comes to my job, the company said it was okay for me to start working remotely. Since that's something I've been looking forward to for a long time, I decided to use your room and turn it into my office.
And that's the reason why Mom was telling me I had no room here and said no to me coming home, right? The obvious reason for it is that you've taken my room, and so this is all your fault. I bet both Mom and Dad have been wanting their cute daughter back home as soon as possible.
What?
I want you out of there immediately. I have a very big baby in my belly right now and don't want to stress any more about you being around me. I am back to have my baby here, and in order to do that safely, I need you gone.
The fact that you just barged into a house you were told not to come back to and then asked me to leave right away is pretty bold and terrible of you. I get it. I'll hand my office and everything back over to you while you're home. Then you won't have anything else to complain about, right? I'll give you back your old room, but I'm going to stay in the house as well.
Huh? That's only going to make me complain more. I have my husband here with me as well, and you expect the two of us to share one small room together the whole time?
What? You brought your husband along with you? Emma, you're telling me that you brought your husband, Ricky, back home to Mom and Dad's with you?
That's right. Without me around, Ricky would have a very hard time. He told me he'd get so lonely back home and wanted me to bring him along for the time I'm here. And that's why he's here with me.
That right there is a totally different situation for everyone then. Why did you even come back to Mom and Dad's if you planned to bring him with you?
Well, he happens to be very busy with work. So while he's gone during the daytime, who would take care of me? And when it comes to Ricky, he sucks at doing the chores. So that's why we've both come back to Mom and Dad's place. That way, we both can be cared for by Mom and Dad for the next month or two while we lay back and relax.
You and your husband, you both better not be under the assumption that you could make both Dad and Mom your housemaids.
Well, to me, both Mom and Dad are like my housemaids, and I'm going to use them as such. Ever since I was a little baby, they'd always spoil me and do anything I'd ask from them. Those two love taking care of me, so I'll let them do it again for another few months.
Are you sure?
But the fact that I just came back home and my room was taken over by you is unacceptable. So I want you to go home, grab all your things, and leave.
Asking me to do all of that right away is difficult for me. If you want something like that to happen, you needed to talk to me weeks in advance so I could prepare.
Shut the hell up, you single middle-aged loser! This is not even your house! So tell me why I have to talk with you about anything before I do it here?
Did you just call me a single middle-aged loser?
I sure did. All you are is a shut-in old freak. You are way too old now to not have yourself a husband. And now you want to live at Mom and Dad's for the rest of your life leeching off them. You are what the world likes to call a freeloading loser.
Hold up. I'm working a full-time job right now, so I'm not some shut-in. I also happen to pay for my right to still live in this house, so stop calling me a freeloader.
Hey, Edith. Normally people your age have started to live on their own and no longer need their mommy and daddy's help anymore. They end up getting married by your age and are out of the house into a place of their own. But since you haven't done any of that, you've stuck around and leeched off both Mom and Dad. It doesn't matter if you're working or not. You have not started to live on your own yet, and that makes you a shut-in. And a loser. You are an embarrassment to this family, and a single, no-good, middle-aged loser.
Excuse me?
The fact that you are still sitting in this house with both Mom and Dad means you have caused them more than enough problems. A freeloading shut-in like you needs to go. Both Mom and Dad want me home with them so that they can care for all my needs. There is no home for you anymore here. Huh? I'm asking you to please leave my house. Both myself and your dad do not even want to see your face anymore. You having the balls to force your way into our home after we told you no. Why are you such an awful daughter? Oh, wait a second, wait. Is this you, Mom? It is me. Today, Edith happens to have the day off work. So the three of us have been taking the day to go out and have some food and relax. And to think while we've been out enjoying ourselves, you and your husband would break and enter into our home. Break and enter. Why are you calling it that? Your cute daughter and her husband are giving you both the gift of having me home again. You want me to be home with you both in order to have my baby here, right? You had to cry and tell me no to that because of Edith, right? To us, you are no longer our cute daughter. You have already gone and burned through a lot of your own parents' savings without ever telling us. Your dad and I actually hate you a lot now. Just because we told you no does not give you the right to start blaming Edith for it. Huh? Why are you so surprised about this? You and that man of yours both went ahead and started to use up your dad's and my savings, right? I thought you would have been happy to see the two of us give you that wonderful wedding. But then after that, I seen you going through our account pulling money from it. After your wedding, both your dad and I went to the bank and took a good look through everything to see you and your husband using it all up. I guess I can see why you're shocked by all this, because not once did you ever tell your dad and I anything about how you used up our savings. Huh? Oh, wait a moment, Mom. I went ahead and apologized to you for all of that. You apologize? Was your apology that crappy little $10 present you got for us when you went on both of yours' honeymoon? And along with it, there was this note that said, sorry, and then LOL on it? You thought that crap was a good enough apology for what you did? Ever since you were a little baby, your dad and I have loved you and cared for you so much. And because you were always our favorite child, we wanted to give you a good wedding. We went ahead and gave you $30,000 to help out with paying for it and everything. But that wasn't enough from the both of us. Because both you and your husband went ahead and started to take more of our money without asking. Well, no matter how you think of it, at the time we had needed more money for things. I wanted to give you both the best wedding I could because I love you guys a lot, and so that's why I went ahead and spent a little more. My husband and I at the time didn't have a lot of money, right? And with that $30,000 you gave us, I couldn't make the wedding the best it could be. That's why I went ahead and took a little more from you. You think you only took a little from me? You went and took another $80,000 from the two of us. But both you and Dad said it yourselves. You said you were both looking forward to your cute daughter's wedding. So I wanted to give a very high-end and shiny wedding for everyone. That's why I just started to spend your money without really checking how much things were, to make it that beautiful. That was my way of being a good daughter to you both. I have had enough of your freaking crap, you no-good, stupid little waste of our time. When both your dad and I took a look at how much you both took from us, our eyes were opened wide up. We happened to spoil you way too much, and because of that, we created the most ungrateful brat on this planet. What do you mean ungrateful? You both were the ones that showed me so much of your love, right? Why are you giving me the cold shoulder now? From now on, your dad and I are going to make things right. I want you to forget about your weak parents from before and start to take a good look at your new, strict parents. It might already be too late for us, but we are going to go back to basics with you and try to raise you properly. But... Listen, you. Why did you bring along your husband if he can't even do any chores in this house? Are you trying to tell me that he doesn't know how to live on his own? I like that you made fun of Edith for that when the man you married can't even be left alone. But Mom, in exchange for that, he works really hard at his job. Well, then, for us to allow you to stay at our place, we'd like you guys to pay $2,000 a month to us. You should be able to do that, right? He works so hard at his job, after all. Your dad and I will do the chores for you guys and take great care of you both. As long as we get a cut of that hard-earned money. You can do that for us, right? You want $2,000? We have no way of paying you both that much. But your sister is able to do it in order to live here. And she doesn't even need me to do her chores. That's the reason we're letting her live with us. You're telling me Edith is able to pay that kind of money to stay with you guys? She is actually really busy with her job all the time. But she still has the ability to do her own chores and cook for herself. However, I've been more than happy to help her out since she has a lot of work on her plate already. So in return for me doing some chores and a little bit of cooking for her, she now pays $2,000 a month to us. So, if you both really want to be living back in our house for the next few months that badly, then you can pay the same amount she is. But that's what? Tell me what you're going to complain about now, you ungrateful witch. Did you know that back when you had your wedding and got married, Edith left our house? She was gone for only a month when we asked her to come back and help us because you had used up all our money. She told us she was fine with that because she worried about the two of us. For a few months, she even paid us double what she pays now to try and get us some more money into our savings again. What? Throughout all her past, she had to watch as your dad and I only ever loved you. She had no need to care about us and could have said no with every right to do so. We did things to her that any person would hate us for. But your sister happens to have a heart and didn't want us to suffer because of you. She came to our pleas and made sure we were going to be okay. Hearing you want to kick someone like her out of the house like that is something I'm not going to allow. Then what are we supposed to do? The both of us came all the way over here to live with you guys while I have my baby. Are you seriously going to make us do a 180 and go back home now?
Dang right I am. Go home right now, the both of you. If you both want to come live with us again, then you hand your dad and I that $80,000 you stole from us. Until you've done that, you are never allowed in our house again.
Are you kidding me?
We are on our way home now, so you have until we pull into that driveway to leave. If you don't, we are calling the police and telling them you broke and entered into our home and need to be taken away.
Hey, Edith! I haven't been able to talk with either mom and dad for the past 6 months. I told them that I had my baby and everything, thinking I'd get a response, but they didn't even say congrats or anything.
Even if they haven't spoken to you, they are happy to hear about the baby. They both said they're relieved to see that the baby was healthy.
Huh? Oh, then why has neither of them said anything to me? If they are happy about my baby, why aren't they going to come over to my house and bring me presents? I was able to give birth to their cute little grandbaby.
Huh? You want presents for having a baby now?
I do. It's normal to send someone gifts after they've brought another member to the family, right? They gave me $30,000 for my wedding a year and a half ago. So for a cute little grandbaby, they should give us at least $50,000, right?
Not anymore. You're not getting a penny from those two ever again, actually. Did you forget that you and your crappy husband both used Dad and Mom's savings without asking? Dad told me that a portion of that can be considered your gift then for the baby.
What? But that's not good enough for me. Without any kind of money from them, how are we going to raise the baby?
Wait, what? Aren't you both supposed to raise and care for the baby? You have the income from Ricky, right?
When it comes to his income, he's only making around $1,500 a month, actually. There's no way we can raise a kid with that kind of money.
Ricky's only making that much? He's allowed you to be a housewife and everything with that kind of income? I assumed because of that he was making at least 3 times that amount.
We are only 25 years old right now. We have no way of making that kind of money at our age. Also, Ricky has a habit of changing jobs a lot, so he never is able to get any sort of raise.
Is that so?
That's why we've been hoping for some more money from Mom and Dad. We really do feel sorry for using up some of their savings during our wedding, but come on now. It's not like Mom and Dad haven't forgiven me already for that, right? And I thought that by having this grandbaby for them, I'd be able to get back on their good sides again. To hear that they won't give me any money.
My God, Emma. Was this the whole reason you planned on having a child in the first place?
But in the past, Mom and Dad always spoiled me with everything I wanted, right? They love caring for me all the time, and I thought they'd want to spoil me forever, and I thought that also meant they'd want to spoil both my baby and my husband as well.
Seriously?
But to hear they won't give me any money this time is not going to go over well with us. Please go tell Mom and Dad that I want to apologize again for using their savings. I've tried to apologize already over text, but they never reply to me. So please help be the middleman for us here.
Well, if you want, I can tell them since they're sitting right next to me. They're saying that you're in debt to them for $80,000, and they'll never forgive you until it's all paid back to them.
What?
You really thought that you could get Mom and Dad to start spoiling you again by having that baby? I'm sorry, but both Dad and Mom no longer care about you and would rather you learn to take care of yourself now.
But ever since I was a baby, they have loved me so much, and they always told me I was so cute and everything to them. And I wanted them to never get mad at me about anything, no matter what.
Well, it's time for you to become aware that your parents have changed now and are no longer going to let you take advantage of them like that. Now, I've had enough of this. I have to go on a business trip today.
Well, wait a second. Then at the very least, can you give us a gift? You have a cute little niece now. I'll even let you see her soon as long as you give me some money as a gift. You're already putting in $2,000 a month to live with Mom and Dad, so you can afford to give us $20,000, right?
What are you going on about now? You already told me that I'm never allowed to see your kids, right? And since I can't see them ever, why should I give you any gift?
Huh?
Now you and your husband get a grip and learn how to raise your daughter. Emma and her husband didn't even end up getting any gifts from their friends in the end for their new baby. Apparently, because of that really amazing wedding she gave everyone, she expected them all to give her lots of presents and money for it. They followed through with it, but because of that, a lot of them cut ties to Emma without ever telling her. So she didn't even know her friends all left her a year or so ago. Also, since she was a housewife before the baby, she had to quit that job and start looking for a job to make her baby more money. While Emma was doing all that, my parents thought they'd take one trip over to her place to check on how things were going. But when they arrived, she started crying for them to give her money. But instead of just leaving her there to struggle with her useless husband and newborn, they chose to stick closer by to them and make sure that at least the baby was taken care of. And my parents were only doing this because they felt responsible for raising their granddaughter's mother to become a spoiled monster, and didn't want the baby exposed to that.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Oh, you poor thing of a bride. You went through all that effort of inviting all those guests, yet not a single one of them is going to be showing up. How does that feel for you? Please tell me. What? I'm sure it's not only heartbreaking for you, but very embarrassing as well, right? I'm so sorry about that, Raven. I stole all your guests from you. But this was bound to happen to you, right? After all, people would much rather come to a beautiful woman's wedding like mine than to some ugly woman's wedding. I'm not really sure what all of this is about right now, so could you please explain it to me? I guess there aren't any of my guests here yet, but they should all be here soon, right? Huh? Oh, not a single person is going to be coming to your wedding. Everyone from the office is coming to my wedding today, so there won't even be a single person on your guest list attending today. What? Wah, wah, wah. This is what happens when an ugly woman like you tries to be cheeky and pull a wedding. Even though you went through all that trouble to make those plans up, not a single person will be coming to see you today, so this will leave a blemish on your past for sure. You've been going on about how nobody will be coming to my wedding, right? So does that mean today you'll be having your wedding as well, Sky? That's correct. I thought this would be fun to do, so I went and made sure to schedule mine on the same day as yours. All with the hope of ruining your wedding for you. What? So you're intentionally trying to ruin my wedding? Honestly, I was wanting to have my wedding before yours, but not a single place had openings any sooner than today. So in the end, I ended up having to choose the same day as you. But of course, out of all the people we both invited, not a single one of them would choose to go to your wedding over mine. And there was no way I would have my wedding any later than yours, because I'm not coming in second place to some ugly monkey. I truly thought that you, of all people, would stay single for the rest of your life. But then you came into the office talking about how you would have a wedding coming up. That got me all worked up, and I had to hustle to make sure I'd find myself a man to marry. But of course, since I'm so good looking, that wasn't too hard for me at all. Before I even had a chance to call out to anyone, I had already found myself the perfect man to make mine forever. That's your reason for why you're getting married and on the same day as me? And you've gone and invited everyone from work as well? I wanted to make sure you didn't get ahead of me in any way, so there you go. Now, being the gross woman that you are, shut your mouth and let this happen. I'm sorry for stealing all your guests from that wedding you worked so hard on, but I'm sure the groom will be just as ugly, if not more ugly than you, so nobody will want to see any of that. Are you not aware of who I'm getting married to? What? I'm having this wedding with Mr. Gardner, the department manager. You were going on and on and on at the office about how attractive he was and everything. So it's a little messed up of you to call him ugly now just because he's getting married to me. Wait a second, please. You're getting married to... Huh? To Mr. Gardner? That's right. I'm kind of used to you always calling me ugly and such, but I'm not okay with you calling my husband ugly now. Drake is not at all ugly, and even you acknowledged that in the office plenty of times. We both know how good he looks and that he's a cool guy. Huh? Did you just call him your husband then? There's no way Mr. Gardner would ever have a reason for getting married to an ugly duckling like you. And besides, he's a married man. He's so deeply in love with her that no matter how hard I tried flirting with him, he didn't bat an eye toward me. So how the hell could a man like him be getting married to you? That wife he's so deeply in love with is me. Drake and I have actually been married for 5 years now. Huh? What did you just say? The only people within the company that knew about us being married were his higher-ups. So don't take this too hard on yourself for not knowing anything. Actually, I kind of was making sure you didn't find out about how him and I have been married. Huh? I mean, Sky, ever since you moved into this office with me, you've had your eyes set on him, right? You also have been calling me ugly ever since joining us and always go on about how I could never get married. I thought that if you found out about me being married to him of all people, things would only become worse regarding how you treat me. That's why for plenty of years now, both him and I have done everything we could to make sure you'd stay in the dark. Wait, I have no idea what you're going on about. The man I've been after all this time, Mr. Gardner, is your husband? He's the only man I've ever flirted with that hasn't even bothered to look at me. That's why I gave up on him and went after another man. You're telling me the reason he's never bothered with me is because he's married to the most ugly woman at work? The most ugly? And you're the most insulting. Then tell me, why are you guys only deciding to have your wedding now? If you guys got married to one another 5 years ago, then why have the wedding now? At the time, neither him nor I really cared at all about the theatrical things like the wedding or the honeymoon. We both chose to get ourselves a house that we really loved first before dumping any of our money into those things. But recently, he's really been wanting to see what I'd look like in a wedding dress. So we decided in the end that we'd host the wedding on our anniversary, which just so happens to be today. You're having the wedding on your anniversary? It's funny how you were just going on about not wanting me to get married any earlier than you were, right? It's been 5 years now, so you're 5 years late. What the hell? Who do you think you are laughing at me? It's starting to sound like you find my situation pretty funny now. Well, that's because the situation you've gotten yourself into is pretty funny. I've been married for years now and will have plenty of people coming today for my wedding. What? Now I have to get back to the dressing room because Drake and I have a wedding to give. I hope both you and I can have a very nice wedding today.
I just got my parents to the hotel they'll be staying at tonight. Both of them were so happy to be with us today and said that the wedding was amazing.
I just got my parents back to their house as well. I think those two were even more excited to see their daughter in a dress than you were to see your wife in one. They took so many photos on their phones of us that they have to go back and delete some to make room again.
I'm so happy that both of our families had a great time today. And seeing you today, looking that beautiful, was the best thing I've seen. Ever. But sorry about this morning, Raven. I'm sure you were shocked by what Sky was saying.
I've told you already not to worry about what she said. You knew about how she was planning to try and ruin this wedding and keep that a secret as to not worry me, right?
The fact that everyone in the office told me about what was going to happen really helped. Everyone was a little confused about what to do today because of those 2 invitations, so they came to me looking for answers. So, lucky for that, I was able to tell them all to still come to our wedding and avoid Sky's at all costs. I know that a few people went to her wedding, but even they chose to come here right after to say hi to us and see how happy we both looked.
And luckily for that, we were able to avoid having our wedding ruined by her.
I wanted to make sure you wouldn't have any worries today, and only smile the way I like you to. I really am thankful for what everyone did today. I was a bit worried myself that not everyone would get the notice and would end up going to Sky's wedding instead. But pretty much everyone did come on time, and That's such a blessing for you and I.
From what I heard, those that did go to Sky's wedding only stayed around for 30 minutes before coming to ours. They all said congrats to her and then immediately turned around and came here. I'm sure Sky may be a little upset right now.
Now, she can get as mad as she wants, but this all happened to her because of what she had done. What did she think she was doing, trying to get everyone to go to her wedding in order to ruin ours? What a sore loser she is. Also, I heard from a few of the people in the office that when she handed out the invitations last minute, she said they only needed to stop by for a little bit, so she was kind of already setting herself up for failure.
Really? Well, then she has no reason to get upset with anyone but herself.
Now, I know that you and I were able to have a great wedding today, but she really did have people worried, including myself. When we get back to the house, let's you and I open a couple beers and celebrate.
You've really done it now after what happened yesterday. Ruining my frickin' wedding like that? And marrying the man of my dreams 5 years ago like that? Give me back the love of my life right now. What are you talking about, Sky? You only met Drake a few years ago, so he's not been the love of your life. And don't you have a husband yourself now? I heard you got married to a very impressive lawyer. He is very impressive and has lots of money, and I'd have to say he's perfect as my husband. But I am talking about our manager now. The only reason I chose this lawyer is because Mr. Gardner never ever looked at me and made me his wife. So you've really been wanting Drake that badly? Why did you get to end up being the wife of that man? I thought that if he had the audacity to ignore me all the time, then that meant he had a really gorgeous-looking wife. I thought that he was married to one of the most important people on this planet, a celebrity, if you will. But instead, it turns out he's married to one of my co-workers, and just to make matters worse, the worst-looking woman in the office. I will not let you get away with this. Say that all you'd like, Sky, but we've been married for 5 years now and just had our wedding. I don't care about any of that. I'm going to make sure to steal that husband of yours no matter what. What? Steal him from me? If I don't, then it's going to look like I've gone and lost to an ugly whore. Ever since I was in middle school, I've been able to get my hands on whatever man I've liked. So I'm going to make you taste the kind of power I have. Let's calm down here. You need to hold your horses there for a sec, Sky. Before you go and start trying to steal someone's husband, how about you think about the position you're really in? You yourself just got married to your husband yesterday, right? You have a man now, so how are you going to go about stealing another woman's husband? I'll think about that after I have your husband. I can just divorce my husband and take Mr. Gardner after that. Or I can just continue to date him while acting like I'm still in love with my current husband. Honestly, I'm okay with anything as long as I get to have your husband. Why are you such a bitch, Sky? I can be a bitch all I want because us pretty girls can get away with anything we want. And even if people start to find out I've been cheating on my husband with yours, my husband is a lawyer and is love-struck by me. There's no way he'd want to divorce me over a little bit of cheating anyway. Well, he's wanting that divorce. Huh? I'm actually with your husband right now. And I've been showing him every little thing you've been saying to me this whole time. So guess what? He wants to divorce you now. Wait a second. Why are you with my husband right now? Today he should be at work, and so should you. He was a bit worried about his wife, so he came out to see Drake and I. He's been so worried about the way you've been acting that he needed to come and talk to 2 of the people you work with about you. How wonderful of a husband you have, Sky. Too bad you're letting him go. What? From what he's told us, you were acting all high and mighty yesterday morning, thinking you were doing the right thing by marrying him last minute in order to beat me. Also telling him that you had planned to steal all my guests in order to ruin my wedding. Well, he wasn't too happy to hear all that from you and instead started to feel really concerned after the wedding was over with. He just told my husband that he can even use his position as a manager for this company to take you to court for trying to ruin his wedding. Your husband's face is very red right now because of how upset he is with you. Excuse me? It was tough for both myself and Drake to explain to him what's been going on with you inside the office and outside of it, but your husband is a very level-headed individual. He listened to everything we had to say to him without saying a single word. And he knows that neither of us are to blame for your behavior. We even went and showed him the texts you were sending me on the day of the wedding. And he began to apologize to me for all the rude things you were saying. He even got on his hands and knees and apologized for your actions. Hold the hell up. You went and told every little detail to that man? And you showed him all the texts I sent to you? And that was the easiest way to get him to understand what was going on with you. I just got a text from him. He's telling me the divorce is happening. He may have been love-struck by you, but that didn't last long at all after he realized what a child you really are. He's even gone and told us that he hates women like you, thinking you can do whatever you want because of your looks. What? My husband had also been recording a lot of the things you say to him at the office. All kinds of things, like you flirting with him and talking poorly about others in the office to make yourself look better. All of that was recorded and more. Even those times where Drake would obviously say no to your advances, but you'd just keep pushing and pushing until you forced him to get up and leave work for the day. What? My husband really knows how to cover all his corners when dealing with risks inside the company. Who knew all those audio recordings would really come in handy today? So then this means my husband knows about everything? About all the times I tried so hard to get with Mr. Gardner? And about all of those love letters I've been placing on his desk for the past year? There's also the things like you throwing away all those lunches I made for him, and then you going to him during lunchtime and trying to force him to eat the lunch you'd make for him. There are even some audio recordings here that I never heard about, and they've really got me riled up. Wait, at the time... Consider this the end of your super short marriage, Sky. So please, enjoy what talks are to come after your husband gets back home to you. How could you do this to me? Because of you, we really are going to be getting a divorce now. I thought that after a week had gone, things were getting nowhere, but it seems your husband really wants that divorce, huh? Please let your husband know my husband and I say congrats. Shut the hell up! This was my impressive and rich lawyer that I finally got for myself. We even had our wedding, and only days later he's wanting a divorce and is going to get it. Why is this happening to me? You're really asking why now? The reason for that divorce is because of your toxic behavior, so I think that you're getting exactly what you were asking for now. Don't start acting like this was anyone else's fault. Huh? No matter how you think of this, it's all your fault. You thought that as an ugly woman, you could be married, and you were the one that went and married my man of all people and caused this to happen to me. Yet you're going to keep on acting like none of this is your fault and isn't affecting you in any way? You have no right to act that way. Now that you've done this to me, I'm going to do the same thing to you. You divorce Drake right now. No, thank you, Sky. Unlike you, my relationship with Drake is very strong, and we are both very happy with one another. Shut your frickin' mouth. I'm telling you to get that damn divorce, so do it. If you don't, then things will be unfair for me. How come I have to be the one to get a divorce while you, of all people, get to be happily married to a man like him? I will not let that happen. Would you calm down already? Drake and I have been thinking about having kids, but if this is the way they act, then I think we'll just get a cat instead. All that yelling isn't going to get you anywhere and will only land you in the ER. Shut up! Don't talk back to me like that, you ugly whore! You give your husband to me right now! I know that even a man like him wants a beauty like me to become his wife, so hurry up and give me Mr. Gardner! I know that right now he's regretting ever getting married to an ugly freak like you.
I'm not regretting it at all. If anything, I'm extremely thankful to have her. Raven is not only important to me, but is also the most beautiful woman I've ever laid my eyes upon.
What?
I think it's time for you to stop throwing a temper tantrum, you big baby. I've made it so clear to you many times now that I'm not into you at all and have a wife of my own. Yet for some reason, that never seems to mean anything to you, and you continue to try harder and harder. When are you gonna give the hell up?
Is this you, Mr. Gardner? Oh, Mr. Gardner, I really, really love you. You have a handsome face and do your work so well that I would love to make you my husband. I think that someone as outstanding as you would look perfect as my husband. Don't you want to have yourself a gorgeous wife?
I already have one. She has a very good posture, and her body's balance is something most models would die for. Actually, a nut job like you would never work well beside me, considering your character is more rotten than that of a jack-o'-lantern on Christmas Day. So it's a huge no from me.
What?
You said it yourself. I have a handsome face, work very well, I'm a nice guy to be around. And that means someone like me would most definitely not look great with an ugly woman like you.
What? Wait. Did you just call me ugly? The most beautiful woman in the company? Ugly? The manager called me ugly?
How many times are you going to say that? I don't get how you can keep on calling yourself the most beautiful when 90% of the office thinks you're not only physically ugly, but mentally as well. Every single thing about you is disturbing, and it makes even the most kind people in the office shiver.
Huh? Why would you say so many horrible things about me? I am meant for you. A beauty like me has told you so many times now that I love you, yet you keep being so rude.
Who do you think you are saying that you're meant for me? Didn't you just marry another man like a week ago?
I only married him because he was second on my list. Really, I want to be with you and only you. I always wanted to be with you, and I'll leave him for you. I really want to marry you because you and I are meant to be.
Well, could you please tell me who is your third in line? What about your fourth? Or fifth?
What?
Sky, I'm going to change character for a second here and be your manager now. You should no longer come back to the office, alright? Look, someone like you who never gets any work done and just goes around the office all day talking to men, not something this company allows. So you're being fired now.
What? Wait a second, please. You said I'm being fired? And have been talking with men all this time at work?
Don't try playing dumb with me, alright? This morning, I had 3 women come in claiming to be your boyfriend's wife.
3 women? At the same time?
One of them is a customer to the company. Another works at a hair salon down the street. It seems like you've been going out with all kinds of people's husbands now, huh? And let's not talk about all the time you take off from work to go out and fool around. There's already more than enough evidence of that. And those 3 wives made sure to let me know about it.
Hold on, please.
And in order to hide the fact that you've been taking such long breaks some days and not coming to work on other days, you've been forcing colleagues in the office to finish up your work for you. I'm sorry to say, there's nothing else this company can do for you besides fire you.
No way. Oh, please, just wait a minute, Mr. Gardner. I can't be fired right now. I'm being divorced by my husband right now, and he's asking for me to pay him back for the whole wedding we had. If I lose my job now, I won't be able to carry on.
Don't get so upset there, Sky. Someone as tenacious and stubborn as you can do anything. You're like a cockroach, and no matter how tough things seem to get, you'll find a way.
A cockroach?
Now that you're all up to speed on current affairs, I'm going to start working on the documents I need to hand in for your termination. This also means you're never to come around my wife and I again. If for some reason you still don't listen to me and do show your face again around us, then I'll have to take further action. Not as your ex-manager, but as Raven's husband. And you really don't want to experience that.
After everything that happened, my husband went and handed in the termination documents to HR, and Sky was officially fired from the company. Right after that happened, she then went back to her ex-husband, the lawyer, and begged for him to help her out by protecting her a little longer. She cried and cried and cried, saying she'd be his one and only, but he didn't listen to her and completely turned her away. Then, out of some strange form of luck, he was later seen fighting her in the courtroom as those wives of the men that Sky had been going out with made him their lawyer. Having all the evidence they needed made all the court cases go by smoothly, and all 3 of them were able to get a settlement from her. Because of all the debt, she had to go into borrowing money for all those settlements and the money she owed her ex for the wedding fees. Sky had to leave town and move back home with her parents, where she's now working at a dirty little dive bar.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.